Most people will die the same way they lived, with excuses on their lips and regrets in their hearts. They'll lie on their deathbed, haunted by the things they didn't do, the risks they didn't take, the higher version of themselves they betrayed every single day by choosing comfort over greatness. But you're here for something more, aren't you? You don't want comfort. You want clarity. You want power. You want freedom from the chaos, distraction, and weakness this world throws at you every damn day. So I won't waste your time. Here are 12 brutal Stoic decisions that, if you commit to starting today, will tear away the softness, the confusion, the fear, and rebuild you into someone forged by fire. These are not tips. These are not hacks. These are choices, hard, uncomfortable ones, that separate the warriors from the spectators. 1. Don't wait. Choose to act today. Seneca said, "While we wait for life, life passes." Procrastination is not a delay. It's a slow death. Every time you say tomorrow, a part of you rots. Every dream you push off is a betrayal to your future self. Most people are standing at the edge of their own lives like tourists, looking around, waiting for the perfect moment to act. It never comes. Seneca also said the next quote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The action you fear is never as painful as the regret of not taking it. You have one life, and most of it is already gone. What would you do today if you truly understood that? The Stoic doesn't wait for motivation. He moves before he feels ready, because he knows that movement creates momentum. Start the thing, send the message, take the risk, burn the excuses. 2. Embrace a disciplined approach. Discipline is not punishment. It's freedom wrapped in fire. In a world of weak men chasing comfort and dopamine, discipline is your rebellion. It is the knife that cuts through laziness, anxiety, and mediocrity. You wake up early, not to brag, but to train your will. You say no to distractions, not because you're a saint, but because you're hungry. You eat clean, you train, you build routines, not because it's a trend, but because it works. The Stoics were not soft philosophers sipping tea. They were warriors. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome and wrote meditations at night while leading armies. The legends said that Cato walked barefoot through the snow just to toughen his mind. Discipline isn't for the strong, it's for the willing. And if you don't control your mind, the world will gladly do it for you. 3. Focus on what truly matters. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The world drowns in noise, and most people drink it like wine. They chase status, followers, trends, forgetting that none of it will matter when they're dust. The Stoic is surgical with his attention. He cuts away the unnecessary like a blade slicing fat from meat. What truly matters to you? Your health, your craft, your peace. Focus there. Ignore the rest. Don't just simplify your schedule, simplify your soul. Every yes to something shallow is a no to something sacred. You don't have time to care about everything, so choose wisely, or life will choose for you. 4. Disconnect from the news. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." Let's be honest, the news is not information, it's manipulation. It's fear wrapped in urgency, chaos dressed as relevance. Every headline is designed to make you react, to steal your attention, to weaken your spirit. The Stoic refuses to be pulled like a puppet by every breaking story. Because while everyone else is panicking over things they cannot control, the Stoic is focused on his circle of influence, his thoughts, his habits, his actions. You can't control world events, but you can control your own empire, your body, your mind, your relationships. You can build peace in a world addicted to outrage, but only if you unplug, kill the noise, reclaim your focus, return to yourself. 5. Refuse to lower your standards. The moment you compromise your standards, you invite weakness into your life like a parasite. One missed workout becomes a habit. One lie becomes a pattern. One toxic relationship becomes your normal. The Stoics believed in excellence, arete, not as a buzzword, but as a duty. You are what you tolerate. If you tolerate disrespect, you become someone who's easy to disrespect. If you tolerate laziness, you become lazy. If you tolerate mediocrity, don't be surprised when your life becomes forgettable. Set your standards like a blade, sharp, clean, and non-negotiable. People will call you harsh. They'll say, "You've changed." Let them. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become unrecognizable. Sixth, shift perspective to opportunity. Here's a brutal truth. Most people are trained to see problems, not possibilities. Everything is a reason to complain. Every challenge is an excuse. They walk through life like victims of a script they didn't write. The Stoic rewrites the script. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacle is fuel. You lost your job? Good. Now you're free to build something real. You got rejected? Good. Now you know what to improve. You're broke? Good. Now you'll learn hunger, and hunger makes gods out of men. The Stoic looks at every challenge and thinks, what is this here to teach me? Because once you realize that life is always working for you, even when it burns, you become unbreakable. You've made it this far. That alone puts you in the top 5%, because most people quit before the second breath. But you're still here. And that tells me one thing, you're not like the rest. The first 6 choices you just read were the foundation, but the next 6, they are the refinement. They sculpt the mind, sharpen the soul, and burn away the weakness that most men drag through life like a corpse. Let's continue. 7. Leave the indoors behind. The body rots indoors. You weren't built to sit under fluorescent lights and scroll your life away. You were made to move, sweat, walk through forests, stand in rain, feel wind rip through your skin. You were made to feel alive. Seneca warned against luxury softening the soul. What's softer than a man glued to a couch, neck bent, eyes empty? Every moment indoors is a trade, comfort in exchange for vitality. The Stoics believed nature was the teacher of all things. Epictetus walked daily. Marcus Aurelius observed nature to calm his mind. Even the Spartans trained outdoors, barefoot, stripped of comfort. You want to level up? Touch the earth, walk in silence, sweat in the sun. Let discomfort bring you back to who you were before the screens. 8. Stay balanced in all situations. Let the world scream, panic, and burn. You stay unmoved. That's Stoicism. Not cold, controlled. When the chaos comes, and it will, you don't flinch, because you've trained yourself to separate what you feel from how you act. Your girl cheats, your boss yells, the market crashes, the weak lash out. The Stoic breathes. He feels the fire, but he doesn't become it. Why? Because he understands the only true power is inner stability. The storm outside doesn't matter when your spine is made of stone. You don't let emotions hijack your life. You ride them like waves. You observe, you adapt, you act with clarity while the world drowns in confusion. That's not just strength, that's mastery. 9. Look at the bigger picture. You failed. You lost. You're tired. You feel stuck. Zoom out. Most people stare at their life like it's a pixel and wonder why they're miserable. The Stoic steps back and sees the canvas. This moment is not your life. It's just a page. Epictetus was born a slave. He was beaten, mistreated. He could have crumbled, but he saw something bigger than pain. He saw meaning in it. So he built philosophy from suffering and helped millions after him do the same. You must do the same. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year, 5, when I'm dying? If the answer is no, drop it. If the answer is yes, face it with fire. Life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you frame it. 10. Close chapters. Well, don't just let things end. Finish them with honor. Most people drag the ghosts of old relationships, jobs, friendships, and failures with them like rusted chains. They never say goodbye properly. They never let go. The Stoic doesn't cling. He chooses closure. When something ends, he reflects, learns, thanks it silently for its lesson, and moves on. You can't start a new life if you're still emotionally bleeding from a previous one. Burn the letter. Make peace with the past. Close the door, not with hatred, but with clarity. Some people and chapters are meant to shape you, not stay with you. 11. Spend time with a good book. You want to sit with greatness? Open a book. You want to build your mind like a warrior builds his body? Read daily. Marcus Aurelius read Epictetus. Epictetus read Socrates. Seneca wrote letters that shaped nations. What are you feeding your mind? Endless content, mindless debates, or timeless wisdom? A book is time travel. It's a conversation with the dead. It's a weapon that turns boys into thinkers, victims into warriors, and slaves into emperors. You're not bored, you're underfed. The right book at the right time can reprogram your soul, but only if you open it. 12. Let kindness guide your actions. This is where most people get it wrong. They think Stoicism is cold, ruthless, emotionless, but read the texts, study the men. Stoicism is strength in service of compassion. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." That means kindness, not weakness, compassion, not passivity. The Stoic helps the old man cross the street, not for validation, but because it's right. He speaks truth, but with grace. He leads, but without arrogance. He protects others, but not to be seen, because it's his nature. The modern world is cruel, self-absorbed, bitter. Kindness is your rebellion. Be a blade in the dark, sharp, but guided by light. Burn the old you. You now have 12 choices, not theories, not vague ideas, choices. Each one is a fork in the road. Each one will demand sacrifice, pain, effort, discipline, and that's exactly why 99% of people won't do it. But if you do, if you truly commit, not for a day but for a lifetime, you will become someone the world cannot touch. A modern Stoic, a calm force in a chaotic age, a man of character, clarity, and power. So the only question left is this: who are you becoming? Because in the end, you will not be remembered for your intentions, only for your decisions. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, let me know by writing Stoic in the comments. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.